Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions on the last classes?
మేడం
Yes.
ఫార్మాట్ మెసేజ్ ఫంక్షన్ మోడల్ యూజ్ చేసి టెస్ట్ కన్వర్ట్ చేసినాం కదా మ్యామ్. వన్ రికార్డ్ ఒకటే చేంజ్ అవుతుంది టెస్ట్,
ఏంటి?
మిగతాది రావట్లేదు.
ఫార్మాట్ మెసేజ్ యూస్ చేసి కన్వర్టింగ్ మెసేజెస్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఏంటి ప్రాబ్లం దాంట్లో?
వన్ రికార్డ్ ఒకటే కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది మ్యామ్, మిగతావి
నువ్వు లూప్
అవ్వట్లేదు.
చేసిండు, లూప్ చేసావా? మెసేజెస్ చాలా స్టోర్ అయి ఉంటాయి కదా,
మ్యామ్
లూప్ యూస్
యా
చేసావా అని అడుగుతున్నా.
లేదు
షేర్
మ్యామ్, చూసుకుంటా. అచ్చా
ఓకే, ఆ లూప్ చేసిండో అందుకే అది ఉండదు. లూప్ చేస్తే అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. ఎనీ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్స్? Okay, I'm taking silence as no questions, and further we'll move. We learn about the call transaction method in the last class. In that, extraction of data is not our duty. So you're just going to get the flat file and the regarding from the functional. So your duty to upload the data into the program. Once you upload the data, just go to the SHDB recording, create a test program, copy all the performs and format informs, and pass loop your internal table and pass your data to that subroutines, so that it's going to fill the BDC data internal table. And then we are going to call the transaction by passing this BDC data. So what is this BDC data structure? BDC data is a structure where you'll have program, DynPro, DynBegin, FNAM, FValue. Program means program name. DynPro means screen number. DynBegin means whether started or not. FNAM means field name. FVal means field value. So those values we are going to pass to this transaction code, and then we are going to upload the data into the tables. So this is what the call transaction program, the full. Yesterday we saw that once you uploaded the data, the messages will be captured into ZT the internal table called ZT where that internal table will be referred to the structure called BDC MSG call. So BDC MSG call is a structure where it is going to store your message ID, message class name, message number, what kind of message type it is, and if you have any variables, those also will be stored in that. So that is about the BDC MSG call structure. You're going to refer that structure and create internal table so that the messages is going to capture into that. Clear? So this is what we saw in the last class, the full end-to-end. So now we are going to see the same for session method. Okay, this is call transaction syntax. I shown in the yesterday's calls transaction syntax. Call transaction, transaction code, using BDC data, and update asynchronous or synchronous, and modes, all screen mode, no screen mode, and error screen mode. Then we have messages into BDC image call. Now I'm just copied the same program. So what it is going to change? Selection screen, no change at all. F4 help, no change at all. Start of selection, converting that into Excel sheet to our internal table, no change at all. Looping and passing to the subroutines, that is also no change. Here we are not going to call transaction. I just deleted. and loop and converting the messages for this call transaction. I don't want that deleted, and displaying that messages deleted. Done. So only up to here it will be the same. What you need to do before passing the data to BDC data, just call the function module, call BDC open underscore group, BDC open group. Just pass that group name and keep an user. Group name means the name of the session what you are going to create. So Z22 mat create. This is the session name I'm passing. And keep equal to capital X. What is this keep? I'm just going to explain little bit later after showing the session. Then user who is responsible. SYU name, system name I'm using to pass the who is going to execute that session. So uncomment the exceptions. Then inside the loop, after filling BDC data, you need to call one more function module. Open group to open the session. BDC insert to add the data to the session. So what I'm going to add? Exporting T code. Which T code I need to pass this data? Means MM01 T code. And where is the data? In BDC data. ZP BDC data is the internal table. Uncomment the exceptions. And then after finishing the loop, after finishing all the records, close the group. Whatever you opened the session, you need to close group is the function module to close the group. So these are the three function modules you're going to open. So BDC open group before loop, BDC close group after the loop. Inside the loop, you're going to use BDC insert. Means it's going to create a session, then you are passing all the data to the session, and after finishing, closing the session. That's it. So this is the session method. I'll just open this document. Yeah, session method, we have three function modules. You can see BDC open to open the session, BDC insert to pass the data to the session, BDC close group to close the session. What is this session? We'll see that. Now I'm just running this program. That's it. I need to change my Excel sheet data, right? In the desktop, mat UPD, because the same key fields, if you pass, already the data will be there. It is not going to error out those records. 6 already done. Yeah, 9. So done. Then I'm just going to upload that file path, desktop, mat UPD, open and run it. So I'm not getting any output. It's getting runtime error. Why it is getting the runtime error? You can read this error. Why it is open group is incorrect. Specified here is a different field type. Group field name. Why it happened? Group only we are going to pass. 1 second, we'll see. See, this is kind of runtime errors we are going to get. You can see why exactly where it is happened. You can see here, and you can have the source code also. You can see exactly where that error is coming. It will show the arrowed lines. Where is this? Source code you will get. 1 second. Here, see under OBDC open group, it's getting that error. Okay, group name I give one, group name only will give. So what was the issue? I'll just check. BDC open underscore group. So import group. Yes, group only I passed. What has an group ID which is character of 12. Okay, how much I passed? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. See, got it right. Why you got the runtime error?
Yeah.
So it can allow
Yes.
only 12 characters. See, character of 12 length only. But I passed 13 characters. That's the reason it is unable to fill that and it is getting this runtime error. What to do now? Correct it out. So the dumps are very important. You need to analyze. What is the transaction code to see all the dumps, ma? Runtime errors. What is the T code? I already explained in the previous classes. What is the T code to see all the dumps? ST22. Okay, remember /o ST22. So this is the T code today. You can see, click on today, you are getting this error. You can see, double click on that. You can see all the explanation. If you want to go directly source code extract, you can see the, like that. You can just go here. So error analysis, directly you can click on do the error analysis. Under which event it is going. So you can see under start of selection event it's went error. Like that, you can see the event, source code extract, error analysis, and you can analyze. This is today's. Okay, if I want to see the yesterday's, then you can click on yesterday's. You can see all the runtime errors of yesterday's. Hey, I don't want to see today's or yesterday's. It's like last Friday. Then you can give the Friday date and execute. You're going to see on the date. For example, on 20th, I need to see the what and all dumps are occurred. Give the 22 and execute, because 22 there is no dumps. That's the reason it is not showing. If it is there, it is going to show you that dumps on particular on that date. Clear, ma? This is how we can store all the runtime errors in ST22 transaction. It is very important to remember. Whenever users are facing any dumps or functionals, they are going to say that so and so date, so and so error come. You can go and check. So at that time, you can't ask them to reproduce the error or something. You can just come to the ST22 and you can check the error and you can rectify it. ఓకే, ఎప్పుడు రన్ టైమ్ ఎర్రర్ జనరేట్ అయినా కూడా అది ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? ST22 ట్రాన్సాక్షన్లో మనం చూడొచ్చు. ఈ రోజువి, ఎస్టర్డేస్వి, ఏదన్నా డేట్ ఉంటే కూడా ఆ డేట్లో వెళ్ళి రన్ చేసి మనం చూడొచ్చు. రన్ టైమ్ ఎర్రర్స్లో ఏం చేస్తుంది? డీటెయిల్డ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ వస్తుంది. ఎక్కడ పోతుంది? ఇక్కడ చూస్తే ఎర్రర్ అనాలిసిస్కి వెళ్ళారంటే ఎందుకు వెళ్తుంది ఏంటి అనేది డీటెయిల్డ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ వస్తుంది. సోర్స్ కోడ్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్లో చూస్తే ఆ యారో మార్క్స్ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది ఎక్కడ వెళ్తుంది అనేది, ఈవెంట్స్ ఎక్కడ అనేది, ఇవన్నీ చూడొచ్చు. బట్ sometimes it will go in the standard program. At that time we are not able to analyze this. At that time, what you can do, take this runtime error, that message, copy it and Google it, you will get it. Because sometimes not because of technical, because of functional configuration issues also it will go, because of basis issue also it will go to the runtime error. If it is technical, we can see this program and we can analyze easily. But when it is goes to the functional or some configuration level or some another people's issues, then how you are going to analyze? You can't. At that time, just copy that runtime error and Google it. They will clearly explain that why that is coming. Then you can understand, oh, this is not our issue. This is due to config issue. This is due to basis issue. Like that, you can understand. క్లియర్ మా? ఎప్పుడు రన్ టైమ్ ఎర్రర్స్ టెక్నికల్ ఫాల్ట్స్ వల్లే వస్తాయా? లేదు. ఫంక్షనల్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ రాంగ్ చేసినా కూడా వస్తాయి, బేసిస్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ రాంగ్ ఉన్నా కూడా వస్తాయి. సో అలాంటప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? మనదైతే ప్రోగ్రామ్ దగ్గర యారో మార్క్స్ చూపిస్తుంది, మనకు అర్థమవుతుంది. బట్ ఒకవేళ స్టాండర్డ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ వెళ్తుంది, మీది కాదు అన్నప్పుడు ఆ రన్ టైమ్ ఎర్రర్ని తీసుకొని గూగుల్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు అది ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఇస్తుంది. సో దాన్ని చూసి మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది, ఓ ఇది మన ఎర్రర్ కాదు, బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ ఫంక్షనల్ ఇది అయింది. అప్పుడు మీరు రీచ్ అవుట్ అవ్వచ్చు వాళ్ళని. ఓకే, ఇది ఎర్రర్ ఇలా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది, దిస్ ఇస్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ యూ, జస్ట్ గో అండ్ చెక్. ఓకే, క్లియర్ మా?
Yes, ma'am.
So analyzing runtime errors is very important. ST22 is the T code to analyze. Okay, I just activated. Now I running this program. Same desktop, mat upd, then run it. Done. It is not showing any message because I'm not kept any message. Now it is created the session. Where can I see that session? You can see SM35 is the T code to see the session. So go and see /o SM35. You can see all the sessions are available. You created, right, Z22 mat CRE. That is the name which I given, that is got created here. You can see it is a new. If it is already processed, it will show like this. When processing, it is having any errors, it will show like this. Okay, so this is the one which is stored here in SM35. This is the session we'll call. It created the session, it insert the data and kept here. Now I want to process the session. Okay, select it and click on process. See, now also it is having process foreground means all screen, display errors only error screen, background means no screen. I want to see in foreground only so that either call transaction session is calling the same or not. So I'm choosing foreground, click on process. You can see the first screen, chemical industry, coupons, material number, basic data, it's selected, laptop and each. And then you can see the second record, it is passed. And you can see the third record, it is passed. And the fourth record. So after that, you can see the session overview. So it is processed successfully, no errors. Select it and check on the log. Select that and display. It's going to show you that entire log. This is the session which is created. It is processed by this user in all screen mode. You can see these are the materials got created. No need of converting the messages. All the messages are coming here directly. See, 4 transactions read. It is read the data 4 and processed 4. No errors. Everything is success. Like this, we are getting that log inside the session itself. No need to write explicit code to convert the messages. But when I execute the program, it is not pass the data to the transaction directly. It created a session and it kept the data inside the session. When I process this session at the time only, it passes the data to the same screens, the same transaction code, and it updates the data to the database. In call transaction also did the same. In session also it is passing the data to the screens and updates the data to the database tables only. What is the difference? There in the program directly we are passing the data to the screens and updates the data. In the session method, we are not processing at the time of program execution. When I processing the session at that time only, it is passing the data to the screens. That's the only difference. Remaining everything is same. Clear ma? సో ఏం చేసాం ప్రోగ్రాంలో? బీడీసీ ఓపెన్ గ్రూప్ అంటే ఇక్కడ సెషన్ని క్రియేట్ చేయని చెప్తున్నాం. బీడీసీ ఇన్సర్ట్ అంటే ఎన్ని రికార్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ ఈ సెషన్లో పెట్టమని చెప్తున్నాం. బీడీసీ క్లోజ్ గ్రూప్ అంటే సెషన్ని క్లోజ్ చేయమన్నాం. అదేం చేసింది? డైరెక్ట్గా స్క్రీన్స్కి డేటా పాస్ చేయలేదు, ఒక సెషన్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దాంట్లో డేటా పెట్టేసింది. మనం ఎప్పుడైతే ఆ సెషన్కి వెళ్ళి దాన్ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తామో అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ సేమ్ స్క్రీన్స్కి డేటాని పాస్ చేసి అప్డేట్ చేస్తుంది. సేమ్ కాల్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్లో అదే జరిగింది, ఇక్కడ అలాగే జరుగుతుంది. కాకపోతే అక్కడ ప్రోగ్రాంలోనే డైరెక్ట్గా పాస్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఇక్కడ సెషన్లో ప్రాసెస్ చేసినప్పుడు పాస్ చేస్తున్నాం. దట్స్ ద ఓన్లీ డిఫరెన్స్. క్లియర్ మా?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the differences between call transaction and session? That is the interview question. What is the syntax of call transaction? What is the syntax for session? This is also interview questions. First, we'll discuss about the difference between call transaction and session. So what is the difference? This is the main difference. Flat file to internal table data will be the same. Passing that recording and filling the BDC data internal table will be the same. When calling the T code, it passes the data to the screens, updates the data to the database tables in the direct program itself. But in session, same flat file to internal table, passing recording to BDC data, then creating the session. When you process the session, then it will call the T code, call the screens, and updates the data. So here one more step is added. Why like that? Why we need directly we can pass, right? Means when I'm running the program, okay? So for example, user is using this program and he's running in the business hours. When the business hours, if the program, the server is too, will be too high load. I don't want to do at the time of business hours. I want to upload this data and do it in the non-business hours. Means while I'm going to the home, I'm just going to run this session and I'll go. So it is having some huge amount of data on non-business hours. I'm just want to run it. Then go for session. Okay, so mostly what if you see in the Google and all answers, what is the difference between call transaction means they'll say that if large amount of data go for session, less amount of data go for call transaction. No, so it depends on the users. They want to run the program on the spot, they want to upload the data, then go for call transaction. They want to run the program but they don't want to disturb that uh, uh, means database taking too much of time to update. I don't want to run at business hours, I want to run in non-business hours, then go for session. That decision will be taken by functional by discussing with the users. But what is the difference? Definitely interview question, this is the difference. Clear? This is the first difference. Clear, ma?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what is the next difference? In call transaction, we can see we have updates, two updates, asynchronous and synchronous. What is this asynchronous? If I'm passing 10,000 records, I'm just keep on passing that 10,000 records one by one, one by one. I won't wait for the response. That is called asynchronous. Synchronous means I'll pass the one record. Once the response comes from the database, then go for the next record. That is called synchronous. Okay, either it is positive response or negative response. It won't stop, but it will wait for the response. That is called synchronous. In call transaction method, we have asynchronous and synchronous. Both options are available. But in session, you don't have that asynchronous option. It always going to act like synchronous only. That is the next difference. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Then in call transaction method, if you want to capture the messages, you need to capture the messages into internal table, which refers to BDC MSG call, and that you need to convert the messages into general text by using format message so that user can understand. But in case of session method, you can see inside the log, it is already converted into general text. No need of converting the messages into general text in the session method. No need of explicit handling of messages in the session method. But in call transaction method, you need to write the code to convert the messages. Correct? So this is one more difference in between call transaction and session. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So this is about the differences between call transaction and session, which is very important for the interview. So what and all questions will come? So what and all difference between call transaction session? Call transaction syntax, session syntax. They'll ask what is BDC data structure, BDC MSG call structure, that and all they can ask. You can just go through it. So this is about session. What is the transaction code for session, that they'll ask. If no questions, then I'll show you the LSMW.
No questions, ma'am.
Okay. Then LSMW I'm going to show. So this LSMW, it's especially for functionals, not for the technicals. Functional itself is going to do all these steps. But here, if any functionals are there, they want to see that. And even we can get some knowledge on LSMW. That's the reason I'm showing here. And if you have specially migration projects, data migration projects, they'll say, means they have the data in the older system, they want to upload into their new systems. Okay, at that time they'll say that data migration projects. At that time, for technical also, they'll say that okay, you can just create a LSMW and use it and upload the data. So that kind of projects, when it is comes, it can be helpful for you also. So I'm just going to show you that LSMW now. So whenever you are using LSMW, so your flat file should be text document, or it should be Excel sheet of .csv format. Okay. So either these two formats only allowed into LSMW. Hmm, I have the file. No LSMW file. Hmm, I have here. Okay, you can see here we are creating two materials, LSMW01. I don't want now 3 and 4. This is how the flat file will be taken by that users. And what is C, coupons, X, laptop, mouse, each, like that they are going to give. It is a comma separated file and it is having this. Okay, I'll save it and I'll keep this in my desktop so that I can choose the file very easily. Paste it. Not copied. Okay, it is there. Okay, fine. So like this, I copied that file. Now we are going for LSMW. You can see the same steps. Slash n LSMW is the T code. I think server disconnected. LSMW is the T code. So legacy system migration workbench. This is the one. So you need no need to do anything. System automatically creates that entire code. For that, you need the names for creating backend programs and all. For that, we're just click on create. I'm just giving the name project mat project for material create, and then sub project name you need to give sub project for material create, and then object for material create. So like that we can give and then run it. So it's having lot of steps. Now first you fill the first step, then it is going to adjust the steps. You can just run the first step and go to the change mode. I want to do with the recording. So choose the batch recording and click on this recording overview. Here select it and click on the recording. Same like that in SHDB, how we'll do the same. Recording name it is asking Z22 REC. I'm just taking description for material create. Continue. Which transaction? MM01 transaction. Same, it will show you. See, mat um, 22 and test 13 or something. I'm just giving industry sector as chemical industry, and then coupons. Then select the basic data, and then LSMW test material, and then use each and then save. Done. So this is the recording which is done, and default all it's going to what and all field names it's going to need to fill, that will be defaulted. Done. Save it and come back. So this is your recording for the transaction MM01. Come back here, give Z22 REC recording and save it and come back. Done. First step is done. See, once the first step is done, it automatically adjusted the steps. It is taking the 14 steps. First step is done. I created the recording. Second step, source structure. So I need to create the source structure. Select it and click on that. Create the source structure name Z22str for source structure. For the source structure, yes. Any doubt? Someone? It's okay. Just save it. Just give the name and come back. Then maintain that source structure fields. Like in our internal table, we maintain, right? Like these and all fields I want. Same like that. Click on create. What is the first field in my flat file that we are going to give? In my field, MATNR is the first field, which is material and which is of how much length? 18 length. And then continue, then select it and click on create. Next, what is that? MTRT material, sorry, MBR just right, material industry sector. MBRSH, which is industry sector, which is of um, one character. Next, MTRT, which is material type. From where I'm just picking all these things means you can see in your desktop you have the flat file. This is the material, then industry sector, then material type. You can see in the table what is the length of that. Okay. then click on continue. Then for the checkbox, we have one more X. Checkbox I'm choosing for choosing basic data, which is of one character is enough. Then I have material description, MAKTX, material description, which is of 40 length, and then select, click on create, MEINS. So unit of measure. Functional knows this because they only creating all these things, right? Okay, and save it. Done. And then come back. Maintain source structure relationship. See, it is related. Recording is going to related with the structure. That is done. You can go for the change. If it is not, you can do that. Save it and come back. Next, main source structure fields and the conversion rules. You can go to the change. You can select MATNR and source field. In this also I choose MATNR. MBRHS, I'm going to choose MBRHS. MTRT, I'll choose MTRT. I'm just choosing the same name. Here I'm going to choose checkbox for basic data to select. MAKTX, MAKTX, MEINS source field is MEINS. So like this, I just choose all the fields. Save it and come back. Next, maintain fixed values. If you have any fixed values translations, you can do. This is the like a optional step. We can skip it. I don't have any fixed values, so I'm skipping it and going for the specify file. So I'm just going to choose the file now. So I'll close this, and from where, from legacy system. So I'm just going to choose the file. So in my desktop, I have LSMW. Choose that file, okay, and give the file name Z22 file. And then data for one source structure. Yes, only one source structure only. And what is the separator? Comma separator is there. Field name start at the file. No, I am not having any. Field order matches with the structures. Yes. So then click on continue. So done. Save it and come back. I given the file path. Assign the files. Now that file is assigned to the structure. Means first you are going to upload the from file to internal table. Same like that here. From file to structure it is going to. It is already assigned. Save it and come back. Read the data. Now uploading the data from flat file to your structure. You can see two records are successfully read it. Come back and come back. Display the read the data. Whatever you read, whether you correctly read or not. You can see that. So it is read. Yes. MAT, LSMC, coupons, X, laptop, each fields are correctly read. So you can come back and then convert the data. Now pass this data to the recording, which is BDC data. You can see two records are passed to that. Come back and then display that. So whatever you passed it, whether it is recording, it passed to the recording. Yeah, this is the recording. This is the transaction code for all the fields. You can see it passed everything success. Like that you can check. Come back and create a batch input session. System is going to create the session, one batch input with two transactions got created. Now run the batch session. You can see Z22 OBJ mat, which is going to created. Now I'm going to process it. So sorry, select it and process it. Then it is asking foreground, background. I'm choosing foreground only so that you can feel that. So call transaction session and LSMW all are doing the same. See, correct? But here I passed only two. You can see the session overview and go to the log and select it and display. You can see that these two are got created. So like this, come back, come back, back, done. So this is how they're going to use LSMW if it is one time requirement. No need of creating the program and all. They can run all the 14 steps and they can upload the data into the system. Is it clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if they're asking in the interview, are you worked on LSMW? You can say that LSMW, it's just a simple 14 steps. I never got a chance to work on that. So normally in the interviews, you won't say negative answers. No, I'm not worked like that. I never got a chance to work on that. Means the answer also looks like a positive. So if I got a chance, definitely I can work on it. What's a big deal on that? Okay. So like that, you will answer in a positive manner. So no need to by heart all those steps. If they ask what is LSMW, it's just a tool. So you can run those steps and you can upload the data. If it is one time requirement, in my project functional are used to upload the data. I never got a chance to work on that. If I got a chance, definitely I can do that. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is about the LSMW. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, so where I'm just picking the files now in the call transaction or session or in LSMW, I just pick the file from my desktop. Okay, so this is called presentation layer. Okay, that is called presentation layer. If give me 1 second, I'll quickly come back. Yeah, sorry for the break. So if we are taking from the presentation layer the file, then we have the option of taking the file from application layer. So we learn about already the our SAP is running in the three-tier architecture. So where you have the presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. Why we want to keep that file in the application layer? How we are going to pick the file from application layer? That we are going to see in the tomorrow's class. Okay, just practice up to here. In the tomorrow's class, I'm going to show you in the application layer how we can keep the file and how to read the data from application layer. So we have some string operations like concatenate and split, that and all I'm going to show you in the tomorrow's class. Okay, ma?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine then. Thank you.